Hello, my beautiful friends, my amazing people, my 900K fam. Hello. You'll have to forgive Mama. Listen, I'm trying to get right, y'all. I'm trying to get right, and I appreciate the encouragement. I'm trying to get right. I just came from the gym. I got me some lunch from Chipotle. I was like, we eating clean today. We waking up. We going to move our bodies. We're staying hydrated. Listen, I am staring down the barrel of 40 years old, which I am very excited about. Don't get me wrong, not even close. But I'm like, when I get there, it's got to be right. It's got to be right. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're checking in from. Y'all know how this goes. Let me know who you are, where you're checking in from, and what you are working on today. I need to know. 40 is still young. Yes, honey. Listen, I feel the same. But have that conversation with my knees. Have that conversation with my elbows. Have that conversation with my shoulder when I sleep wrong. Okay? Listen, I still feel like I just graduated from college when it comes down to it. Most days when I wake up, I'm like, I got all kinds of ideas. I got all kinds of ambition, plenty of energy. I just want to make sure my body can keep up with my mind. That's all. So, got a really good workout in today, ate some really good food, staying hydrated, laughing a whole bunch, having a fabulous day. Ooh, that chat is blowing up. Hello, friends. Good morning. Nara said, I'm making a crochet bouquet blanket. I love it. Vima is here. She said, congratulations. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Who else we got here? Sarah is here. She said, your channel keeps growing. I'm on a plane knitting a colorwork sweater or jumper, as they say. Yes, darling. I love it. Multitasking. She said, I'm on my way somewhere and I need something cute to wear when I get there. Yes, ma'am. Who else is here? Michelle is working on a corner-to-corner blanket. Let me tell you what. I have some yarn sitting right here, like right off camera, that I opened during an advent, the Green Letter Day advent from last year. I think it's like Christmas in New York or something like that. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It's been sitting on my wall staring at me since Christmas. I want to use it so bad. Let's see. TLYC Crochet said, hello from Tucson, Arizona, working on your Lamia wrap and loving it. Yes, ma'am. That is by far one of my favorite pieces. I was so excited when that became a fan favorite because I loved designing that. I originally worked with Jake from Ken Yarn. Rest in peace, Ken Yarn. I was so sad when he finally closed that down. Oh, hurt my heart. But I was working with Jake to create that. And he was like, I need a very simple, beginner-friendly Tunisian crochet shawl. And I was like, baby, I got you. So I'm glad y'all are still loving that piece. I see we got some honeybees in the chat. If we've got honeybees in the chat, throw your bees up. I want to see them. Vanessa is here. She said, I'm working on a pattern test while watching your live in Texas. Yes, ma'am. Who else is here? KM said, I'm working on a Peruvian wave bracelet for a friend. Girl, I don't know what that means. That sounds pretty. And so nice to be making a gift for your friend always. Okay, Mike, I see you. I see the V's in the chat. Devin is here. Jean is here. Okay. We got some honeybees checking in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I do have a membership. It's called the Yarn Hive Community. We just passed over 1,000 members in there, just past Christmas, I believe, or maybe like earlier this year, whatever it is. We just passed 1,000 bees. I think we're at like maybe 1,200 now. So it is so exciting to see. Erica is here. Vernell is here. Monica's here. Kelly, Danita. Yes, the bees are here, baby. Oh, that makes me so happy. Well, thank you all so much for being here. And you know I could sit here and gab and just stare at the chat all day. But we are here to celebrate something big, something huge, something monumental. We hit 900,000 subs on the channel. I can't believe it. Now I'm going to take you back. I'm going to give you a little bitty brief history lesson because I know we've got some folks who are here since the beginning who've been rocking with TL Yarn Crafts here on YouTube for 8 years. But I know we got some babes also that are pretty new. So I would love to know. Let me throw this up in the chat. I'm very curious. Listen, I'm gonna get down and nosy today. I got questions for y'all. And this is only where the questions start. We're about to have a nice little party up in here. So I want to know how long ago did you subscribe to TL Yarn Crafts here on YouTube? I want to know. I want to get nosy. I want to hear it. Are you a brand new babe? Did you just hear me for the first time say hello, my loves? Or have you been here since the very beginning? Were you here when I was recording with my iPhone at my old apartment? Were you here when I was recording in front of my Dreambox at my old apartment? Were you here? Oh gosh, when I first started teaching Tunisian crochet, I'm seeing a lot of 3 years. I see barely subscribed for a year. I'm seeing a year, 2 years, 2 months. Newbie here, I think. I love it. 6 months, 2 years, 8 months, 9 months, 5 years. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh, this is just warming my heart up. Y'all are so freaking sweet. 2 years ago from Canada, 6 months, 7 months, 1 week newbie. Oh my gosh, Julie, you have so much to catch up on. So very much. So I'm gonna take y'all down memory lane super duper quick, right? So the entire reason that I started my YouTube channel is because I learned to crochet at Vogue Knit Live. And if you've heard this story before, don't ruin it for everybody else. You're just gonna have to listen to it again. Because I say that learning Tunisian crochet was the instance where I came to believe in ghosts. Okay, so let me tell you this quick little ghost story. So the year is 2016, 17, 2017. I go to Vogue Knit Live for the very first time. Now, Vogue Knit Live is this big yarny convention that happens in New York, this big fancy hotel. They set up all these rooms. There's a marketplace where you can go buy stuff. There are classes, there are little meetups. There's like, if you're a yarny person, this is where you want to be. Okay. So I'm there for the very first time. I get to meet a whole bunch of my friends from the internet. We're all hanging out. We're walking around, chit-chatting, hanging out in the marketplace, having a good old time. So I kind of peel off from the group because I had to go handle some business, had to go to the potty. And on my way back, I'm walking down this aisle towards the Malabrigo booth, which was at the end of this big long aisle. So Malabrigo is this amazing yarn company based out of like South America somewhere, I think. Don't quote me on it, but they have really, really gorgeous yarns. You can find them at pretty much every local yarn store. So I'm walking towards the Malabrigo booth and there's this gorgeous woman and she's in this flowy floral dress and she's sitting in front of the Malabrigo booth and she has this super thick chunky yarn. And she also has this big crochet hook. I'm talking, this thing had to be like 20, 30 millimeter. It was huge. It was gigantic, but it was long. And it had a stopper on one end and a crochet hook on the other end. Now, mind you, it is 2017. I have just kind of like launched T.O. Yarn Crafts into the stratosphere. I'm like, we're about to take this all the way. I have been flirting with the idea of quitting my job, and going to Vogue Knit Live was like one of those things. I'm like, I'm going to decide if this industry is even one I really want to be part of, right? Like, do I really, really want to do this? So I'm brand new with a lot of this stuff. I'm still figuring out all the crochet stuff. And I see this long hook and this giant yarn. And I just, probably with more enthusiasm than I needed to, ran up to this woman and I'm like, will you please tell me what you're doing? Will you please? Right? So she was kind enough to give me a quick demo and basically told me this is Tunisian crochet and it's kind of at the middle of knitting and crochet. It's got elements of both. It creates this beautiful fabric. And she's telling me about all the different stitches that you can do and the tools that you can work with and, you know, the pieces that you can make. And I'm like, my mind is blown because in my head, Tunisian crochet is something completely separate from knitting, completely separate from crochet. It is its own thing, but it's still kind of crochet. And I don't know about it. I'm like, oh, I need more. So she gave me like a quick little lesson. I went and found my friends, brought them over. She gave them a quick little lesson too. And we're like, wow, Tunisian crochet is really cool. So I get home from Vogue. My energy is starting to relax, starting to regulate. And I just cannot get Tunisian crochet out of my mind. So I start looking up every possible thing that I could. I'm looking at YouTube videos. I'm ordering books. I went to the library. I took a class at a local yarn store that was not even close to me. And it was just like a 101 class. So it wasn't too much more than I'd learned already. But I was like, I want to learn everything that I can about this technique. And then I was like, well, I feel like I've learned just enough to be dangerous. So I'm gonna go ahead and start me a YouTube channel. And that's what I did. So my very first video was the Absolute Beginner's Guide to Tunisian Crochet. Thank you for the almost 2 million people who have watched that. My gosh. And I did a whole series of YouTube videos, like back to back to back on that same topic. And that really launched the channel from the very beginning. Now I look back at the production of some of those videos and I'm like, girl, we were doing our best. Don't judge 2017 Tony by the same standards that you judge 2025. We ain't the same, okay? She was doing her best. So the year goes by, Things are going well. TL Yarn Crafts is continuing to take off, and I'm floating on a cloud for this first year. And I quit my job that year as well. It was a huge year. So 2018 rolls around. I'm like, I'm going to go back to Vogue and I'm going to catch up with that woman. I found out her name was Sarah, like we introduced and whatnot. So her name was Sarah. Her face is burned in my brain. The beautiful dress she had on, I could probably draw it if I was better at art. And I was like, I'm going to go find Sarah and I want to thank her and tell her how her time completely changed my life. Like I felt it. 1 year had passed already, and Tunisian crochet was already like the focus of everything that I was doing. And I was like, this woman changed my life, and I need to go tell her that. So I walk up to the Malabrigo booth, just very like chest out, puffy. I was like, Sarah gonna be so proud of me. I walk up to the Malabrigo booth, and I don't see Sarah sitting out front. I was like, no big deal. Let me just go ask the guy. So the guy from Malabrigo is there. And I was like, hi, my name's Tony. I was here last year and I got a lesson in Tunisian crochet from this woman named Sarah. Is she coming back this year? This man looks at me like I grew a second head, right? Like I had another set of arms coming out of my body. He's like, Sarah? Who is Sarah? And I was like, sir, she was sitting right here. Last year, she taught me and my friends how to Tunisian crochet. Where she at? Like, y'all ain't got her chair out here. She ain't even got nowhere to sit. And he was like, ma'am, I am so sorry, but I do not know who Sarah is. There was nobody sitting out in front of this booth last year. I don't know who taught you Tunisian crochet, but there's no way it was at my booth. There was no way. I was like, I got full body chills instantly. I was like, oh my gosh, did I just get taught Tunisian crochet by somebody who don't really exist? And I was like, I know that's not possibly the case because I'm not the only one who saw this woman, okay? I'm not crazy. My mom was there. My friends were there. We all saw Sarah. So while I say that this is the time when I started to believe in ghosts, in all honesty, I do believe that Sarah was like, she was like my guardian Tunisian crochet angel. I don't know where she came from and I don't know where she went. But if it wasn't for her taking the time, it was maybe 15 minutes to teach me this technique, to get me excited about trying something new, discovering, learning, researching, I would not be where I am today. So wherever Sarah is, if you know Sarah, can you please tell her to hit me up? I still want to say thank you. I want to send her some flowers. I want to just, because if it wasn't for this woman, I would like TL Yarn Crafts. I don't know what it would be. I don't even know if I'd still be doing this because Tunisian crochet has been like at the crux of what separates TL Yarn Crafts from maybe a lot of other crochet teachers online. That and my sparkling personality. I know you like that too. But ultimately, all of that is to say, you never know what your impact is going to be on somebody else. And I've always believed since that encounter that it is all of our responsibilities, everybody who loves crochet, to like each one teach one, right? Pick at least one person in your life to share this craft with, because you never know how that's going to settle in their spirit. Like I learned to crochet when I was 13 years old, made one blanket, set it down for an entire decade, came back to it as an adult and never stopped. Right? So that one first piece that I made planted a seed that lay dormant for 10 entire years. And it wasn't until I was unemployed, freshly married in a new city. I'm not by my family. I don't have my community around me. I'm trying to establish basically an entire new identity, and I needed something to ground me. And I went back to craft. I went back to crochet from 10 years ago. I picked it back up like I was riding a bike, right? You never know what that impact is going to have on people. Listen, honey, I didn't know we was going to start off with me preaching though. But I'm feeling very reflective today because 900,000 subs compared to where I was when I first started, like that is not lost on me, how far of a distance that is and how long it's been since that happened. So it's just very exciting to me. So just give me a minute to gush, right? Just give me a minute to appreciate how far I've been able to come through the support of everyone who was watching this chat, watching the replay, through the support of my friends and my family and all the teachers and the other designers and the pattern testers that I've worked with, every customer who's bought something of mine. Like it has been a journey and I would not have been able to do it without my beautiful community. So that's why I knew I had to come celebrate with y'all, right? Deirdre said, I never knew about Tunisian crochet until I saw your videos. And isn't it like a light switch goes off when you learn it for the very first time? It's like, I didn't even know this was a thing. And now I'm completely in love. Like, I cannot get enough. Like, you see this piece right here? So this is my Kiki shawl. Here, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go get it so we can take a closer look. Excuse me, pepperoni. Excuse me, pepper. Okay. I want y'all to see this because I was just at a yarn convention over the weekend. Well, over last weekend. And this piece was like, people could not stop drooling over this thing. So I would say my Lamia wrap and my Loveland shawl were the two pieces that like really put me on the map when it came to Tunisian crochet. But the piece that I'm going to cape for, the piece that I'm always going to show up for and shove down people's throats is this one right here. Because I was in like a stash busting mood. And I was like, you know what? I just need to grab a few skeins of yarn and get them out of my stash, get them into a project and really show off how beautiful they are. So that's how this came along. Hi, Hunter. How you doing, love? That's how this came along. So this is the Kiki shawl. This is Tunisian crochet as well. Beautifully beginner friendly. This is the kind of thing you make over a long weekend. Right? So when I think about my journey with Tunisian crochet, when I think about my journey with crochet in general, this is the kind of piece that like, it's a mile marker for me, a reminder of like, you've got beautiful yarns on you, you've got this great talent, and you've got some pretty decent ideas. Let's just see where it takes us, right? I do love a Kiki shawl. So if you're looking for a nice Tunisian crochet project to try out, I would give this one a go. It's Tunisian simple stitch for this colorful section, Tunisian reverse stitch or purl stitch, whichever one you like, for these little stripes. And then we've got a little honeycomb stitch at the bottom because nobody likes curling. Nobody likes that. I'm going to actually throw this over my shoulders a bit. It's a little chilly. Is there anybody else in the Midwest got this little cold snap that's going on? Girl, not crochet with the athleisure. Listen, I'm having a major auntie moment right now. Y'all just roll with me, okay? I'm in love. Melissa says crochet is therapy for me. I crochet every single day. As a lefty, it is hard for me to follow many tutorials, but you teach in a way that I can follow. I love that, and I'll continue to learn and grow. You have no idea what that means to hear that, to know that you are so motivated to push through what might be looked at as a boundary. Because yes, lefties do not get the attention that they need when it comes to education. But thankfully, there are resources where you can like flip the video. So it looks lefty, and I try my best. I try my absolute best. It's hot in Louisiana. Please send the cold. I wish you would take it. If we could just combine your hot with my cold, I think it would be absolutely perfect. Give me a little bit of breeze. Listen, I've always said 72 with a little breeze. That is where I live. That is my temperature of choice. And we're like, I think we're in the high 50s. In the end of May. Gross. Tanasia says, fog here in California, definitely a good crochet day. Absolutely. We're a little overcast. I've done most of the things that I am responsible for today. So after this live stream is done, me and the hubs are going to go see Final Destination at the movies because that will be a movie that just lives. It is part of my personal lexicon. Like, I remember seeing Final Destination back when I was, oh God. Listen, y'all know how old I am. I was in high school, I think, when the first one came out. And those movies were so good. They full on traumatized us, and we lived for it. So I'm going to go see Final Destination in hopes that this very last one is as good. I know like remakes are a big thing right now. Like we just went and saw the last Mission Impossible. It was all right, you know, but I mean, nothing beats the original. And that's where my bar is. So we're just going to go for the nostalgia. We're going to go for the support. Okay. Never ever behind a long trunk. Thank you, Taryn. Yes, that is the trauma I am talking about. There was a reel that I saw the other day of this lady, and she's like, this movie traumatized an entire generation. Like there was a log truck on the freeway, and for like a good mile, there were no cars behind it. And I'm like, this is collectively, we know not to do that. Because if you drive behind a log truck, you're done for. You're done for. Kelly said, it's going to be a rainy week here in North Carolina, so an amazing week for crochet. See, I think the weather we had is shifting down to you because we've got kind of gray skies. The sun is not out yet. We got some clouds. We got a little bit of blue, but it's coming. I know the summer is coming. I know it's coming. Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to be doing during this 900K celebration. It's not going to be a full-on just gab sesh, which I could totally do. I could just sit here and chit chat with y'all all day long. But I promised you giveaways. I promised you a spicy Q&A. And I promised, well, I don't think I exactly promised. I think I promised like a special sneaky peek type thing. But really what we're going to talk about are those Tunisian crochet hooks that I kind of like teased a little bit in my last video. I hope you watched it. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and put it in the queue now. It's really good. It's the part 2 of the cotton review video, if you haven't seen it just yet. 90s in Texas. Y'all know I was born in Texas. I lived there for like a week, but yeah, that's where I'm from. Okay, so we're going to do this first giveaway. We're going to do the first giveaway. So you may recall, like I said, I just did a video where I reviewed the second part of over $1,000 worth of cotton yarn. I'm glad I went to the gym today. I'm strong. I got the muscles. You see this bag? This bag is full of all the yarn that I reviewed. And here's the thing. Me and my stash are at odds right now. She said, not one more skein. Not one more thing. Don't you bring it in here. And I was like, ma'am, we can make room. And she said, no. It's a no from me. So that means I have to give all this yarn away. All of it. Hey, Erica, she said, just check my history and you were the 5th page I subscribed to. Oh my gosh, in 2021, are you serious? That's wild, Erica. Oh, thank you. Tina says, love the cotton reviews. Totally needed inspiration for cotton purchases. Listen, we are in cotton season, cotton, linen, bamboo, silk season. We have arrived. So if you're still trying to figure out what you're going to make for the summer, cotton, linen, bamboo, linen especially. She's that girl for summer 2025. Okay. So now look, we're all on a live stream. Y'all see how fast the chat is running. So this is how we're going to do this. All right. I'm going to do 3 giveaways over the course of the next 40 minutes that we're going to spend together. The first one is about to happen now. The way that this is going to work is I'm going to ask you to put a series of emojis in the chat if you want to be entered in the giveaway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to count down, and whoever is the last comment that I see when I get to 0 is going to be the winner. Okay, because there's no way for me to check for hashtags or answers to questions or whatever. It's just going to be emojis. All right, we're just here for the vibes. So here are the stipulations. Okay, it's going to be a random grab bag of cotton-based yarns. I'm not going to tell you what colors, what weights, what. I'm going to split this bag into 3, and we're going to have 3 winners. And it's going to be kind of like a, it's just like a nice little goodie bag. And I'm going to throw in a couple cute little things from T.O. Yarn Crafts because I always do. Yes, we're doing 3 giveaways because it's a big bag. I can't send this all to one person. I will not be responsible for you trying to explain why you have this big bag of all these weird yarns for no reason. We're gonna split it up. So there's going to be 3 giveaways, 1 now and 2 later. Okay. Now here's one stipulation. I know y'all going to be a little annoyed. Hey, Tiffany. I see that, V. Who else is that? Hey, Rachel. I see that, V. Okay, so this giveaway is only open for U.S. residents. And here's why. Canada's on a mail strike, and shipping is crazy expensive to send everywhere else. I'm so sorry. It was going to be U.S. and Canada, but now you guys are on strike, and the last thing I want is your giveaway stuff to get stuck somewhere. I know you're going to be so upset. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. But we do still have a lot of celebrating to do, and I am going to do an international giveaway next week, but I can't do it on this stuff. It's way too heavy, okay? So U.S. residents only, and you're going to get a third of all this cotton goodness down here, okay? So go ahead and pick your emojis, whatever you want them to be. I'm going to count down from 10, and the last comment that I see, not that you see, because y'all be like, oh, I just commented after her. No. The last comment I see, that is going to be the winner. And when I say your name, you're going to have to email me because I have no, like, these are just, avatars, right? I can't message you directly here on YouTube. So you're going to have to email me and tell me, hey, I want my stuff. Okay. So get your emojis ready. Nice. I'm seeing some cats. I'm seeing some glitters. I'm seeing some yarn balls. I'm seeing all my favorite things. So I'm going to count down from 10. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 8, 5. Keep them coming. 4. More emojis. 3. Hey, here we go. 2 and 1. And 0. Congratulations to Allison Love. She threw up a whole bunch of hearts. I'm going to take a quick screenshot of this so I don't lose you. Okay, there you are. I got it. Yes, Miss Allison Love, my dear, congratulations. There we go. I got the screen grab. So it is Allison Love. She's got a cute little selfie, maybe blonde hair looks to be. It's a little up close. And she sent me not 1, not 2, but 7 red hearts. Allison, love, my love, congratulations. I'm so, so excited for you to try out these yarns. And I'll make sure it's a nice mix of like my yarnicorns and the other ones, right? I'm not just going to send you all the ones I didn't like. I promise. Allison, if you can just throw up a quick comment just to acknowledge that you know that it's you. Miss Allison Love was the name. That chat is going nuts. Y'all are just here to party. I love it. Your live is on a delay. Yeah, I'm sure they are. So that's why I had to go off what I see, right? Because that's the only way to make it random. Congratulations, Allison. Listen, I'm sure her comment is on the way, but y'all are flooding it. So I love to see it. Okay. Let's have a little fun. Ask me later. No. Let's have some fun. I want to talk. Okay. Thank you, Allison. Oh, congratulations, darling. And I don't know if like the comments are getting throttled a little bit. There it is. Okay. Congratulations, Allison. So email me, toyarncrafts@gmail.com and be like, hey, it's Allison Love from YouTube. I need my yarns, please. But like nicer than that. Girl, I don't care. Go ahead and send your information my way so I can send this yarn your way. Okay, go ahead and get it out of my stash because she is mad at me. She said no more. She cut me off. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to do, I want to get a little bit messy with y'all, right? We're always really sweet, very poised, very professional on the channel, on the recordings. But I thought it would be a little bit fun to just get a little bit messy. Right? Because there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the knit and crochet industry. And I'm like, why is nobody talking about this? Right? So I compiled a whole bunch of kind of like spicy crochet questions. Stuff about trends, stuff about likes and dislikes, stuff about, all that good stuff. I want to have the questions that everybody's a little too polite to have. All right? I want to have that conversation. That's what I'm ready for. Messy boots time. Let's go, Kimmy. Okay, we're going to kick this right off. Now, I'm going to ask the question. I want y'all to answer it first, and then I'm going to answer it. Okay? Okay, here we go. Okay, the first one. Softball. No big deal. What is one yarn that you believe is 1,000% overrated? 1,000% overrated. You're like, why do people even use this? What is the point? There are so many other good yarns out there. What are we doing here? So Maria says mohair, which as somebody who found out she has a slight mohair allergy, I feels ya. Taylor said homespun. I'm seeing Bernat blanket. Ooh, she going for the jugular. Here we go. Ooh, Baja Queen said spin cycle. Honey. I have 2 skeins of spin cycle in my closet right now that I've never used. I think they're nice, but like they're mill ends, right? Like really colorful, pretty mill ends that you want to charge $30 for like a 50-gram skein. What are we talking about? And you go to a place like Rhinebeck and like the spin cycle yarns or like the mill end yarns, people gobble them up like M&Ms. It's wild to see. Vanessa said lily, sugar, and cream. Ugh. Same, girl. And I know it's a few people that like it, but after reviewing all of these gorgeous cotton yarns, ain't no way. It's a no for me. Allison Love. I'm just writing down Allison's name so I really, really don't forget it. I got a screenshot and a note. Darlene said big twist. So like all of them, Just all of them? All of the big twins. So Monica put up a comment in all caps, so I have to answer this. She said, have you crocheted a thong before and worn it? I can answer that very easily. No, I have not. Because why would you? Crochet is stretchy. I ain't putting that in my no. Alexa said the Red Heart Granny Square yarn is overrated, and I 100% agree. Because people aren't even using it for the granny squares anymore. So really, Red Heart, why don't you just come out with better variegated colors? Now, the bitty stripes, I'm here for. I have some in my closet right now. Haven't used it yet, but I want to. Hey, it's Darcy said, any roving yarn, overrated, take it away. I don't want it. And you know what? We could do without it. I agree. I mean, unless you're weaving, what else do you need roving for? Or spinning? What else do you need it for? You certainly don't need it for knit or crochet. It's just not durable enough. And especially if you're using actual wool, it's going to pill and felt up and it's just going to, ugh. Sandra said velvet yarn. Fight me. Velvet yarn for sure. Anything super bulky. You know what, Deborah? I'm going to have to push back on that, baby, because there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place. And I do agree with using a yarn just for the fashion, right? Maybe it's not practical. It's not going to hold up well over time. I think there's certain projects where like that's an absolute no, but using a super bulky weight yarn for something really, really cute, just to be like, look at my cute oversized granny scarf or my big chunky sweater. Like, I'm down for it. There's a way to do it right and there's a way to do it wrong. 1,000%. Wow, y'all have incredibly strong feelings about this. I love it. Roving is just bad spinning yarn. Yes, absolutely. And Overly said, yes, I love the Red Heart Bitty Stripes. That was their saving grace. I feel like the Bitty Stripes tips the scales, you know, compared against that granny yarn. Because I tried it. Y'all saw me try it. And I was like, I am not about to sit here. Like, I whip out granny squares like pancakes. Like, quick, quick, quick. We ain't got all day. And so if I have to change my tension and constantly adjust to make sure the granny square lines up, and then I need to leave enough of a tail. So is that going to mess up the next granny square? Because now I need to eat about 4 to 6 inches of the girl. Listen, I crochet to turn my brain off, not on. I don't want to think too much. I'll be honest. I'm here for the vibes for the most part. I'm here to relax. It's my therapy. I'm trying to chill. I ain't trying to think. Okay. So that granny yarn, HM McMinn said, why do you spend the time on boucle projects? You can't see any stitches. Honey, sometimes it's not about the stitches. Sometimes they are not the queen of the show. Sometimes it is about the texture. Sometimes it's about the shape. Sometimes it's about the drape. You know, I'm going to use some boucle. I'm going to use some mohair. Well, maybe not mohair, but I'm going to use like some Surrey alpaca. I'm going to use some fuzzy stuff for show. But I get what you're saying. You can't see the stitches, but it depends on what is your goal for the projects. Listen, I'm not going to let y'all bash boucle because I like her. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Auntie Ree said, anything that tears up your hands. Absolutely. Lily Sugar and Cream. Okay. Ivan said anything under a weight 3. Okay, let's talk about it. Anything under a weight 3. So we're talking sport. We're talking sock. We're talking lace. We're talking crochet thread. It's all a no for you. Somebody said, again, spin cycle. But really, the lightweight yarns, the really lightweight yarns, you said it's a no. You said it's a no. You're not having it. I can get down on a sport weight. I can get down on a sock weight. Lace, if I'm holding it with something else. But I can get down with a fingering weight yarn like this right here, which I was going to share with y'all in a minute. But while we're here, let's talk about it. So Rella just released her Summer in London collection. I think it's up either for the weekend or a full week. I can't remember how long she leaves hers up for. But this is her new base. It's a cotton linen wool base. It feels amazing and it's going to be perfect for the summer. And I'm going to make a t-shirt out of it. So I got 5 skeins of it. Look at this color. So pretty. It's like this moody, like cool mint color. And it's sock weight. And I'm going to use the heck out of this yarn. It's absolutely stunning. So if anybody needs to treat themselves this weekend, you can go check out Sorella's Summer in London collection. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love a sock yarn. I have like a whole 3 cubes in my like organizer back here full of sock yarn. I love it. I love it. Now, yarns for me that I find overrated, because we're getting a little bit messy. Why not? Lily Sugar and Cream, obviously. I can't, it's too drying. It eats my hands up. And that's why I also couldn't use that Yarn Art jeans, or the Yarn Art, whatever yarn that I tested out in the cotton review. Listen, and all the amigurumi people were like, no, it's wonderful for amigurumi. And I was like, but I don't do that. So I don't like it. That's, ooh, somebody, okay. So Pray Crochet Quilt Live said, oh, Quilt Live said any and all overpriced yarns. What does that mean though? What does that mean, overpriced, right? Because costly and expensive are not the same. Costly is, it might be a high price, but it's also a high value. You're getting what you pay for. Expensive is when the cost and the value don't meet. The cost is up here and the value is down here. That's expensive. Costly is when the price and the value meet. So there are going to be really nice yarns out there that are expensive. Like, let me go take a look at this, at how much Sorella is selling this yarn on this new base for. I'm very curious because I haven't seen it. So I'm going to pull up the Summer in London collection. I'm just going to go to a random color. And this is the cotton linen wool base. So these skeins are $34 a piece. 34.00. Now I would call that costly. This yarn is beautifully done. It's from a small batch hand dyer, woman owned. Always love that. It is a custom blend of cotton wool linen, something that they had to get specially made for them. So $34, yes, that is a lot of money. Listen, I'm not downplaying it. $34 is a lot of money. And to make the top that I'm going to make, if we do, what is that? 34 times 5, it's $170 worth of yarn, right? For this beautifully made yarn that I'm going to just get a kick out of wearing. Yes, and this, listen, you don't have to redact that, Alma. I saw that. She said, in this economy, I get you. Listen, I am right there with you, honey. I understand. But I tell you what, if it's this to pay $170 on, or a bag, or whatever else, because like, think about it like this. I'm not going to buy yarn over getting my bills paid, right? So we're only thinking about the bills are paid. I got money left over. What am I spending it on? Now I might spend it on less meals out, right? I might not go out as much, so I don't need as much gas. The money is going to get spent. It's going to get spent somewhere. So I'm going to spend it on this thing to make this top that I can be really proud of, that I can love the process of. And every time somebody compliments me, we're like, thanks, I made it. Because who doesn't love saying that, right? Let's see. Londa Rose says, look, I have sweater quantities of Arcane Fiberworks. So no judgment here. Listen. Okay, the girls who get it. And I think this is a special treat every now and then. This is not something I'm doing on a weekly basis. This is not something I'm maybe even doing on a monthly basis. I've gotten to the point where not only is my stash full of absolutely beautiful yarns, but when I go out yarn shopping, it's not even necessarily about the yarns all the time. It's about sometimes the notions or the buttons or the books or the other things that inspired me. So it's a balance, right? You balance it all out. So let me talk about a couple other yarns that I'm like, you can keep it. I'm not interested. Bernat Blanket, for one. And I can say that with full knowledge that Bernat Blanket is a pretty decent value. It works up really fast. It washes well, all that good stuff. Listen, I get her merits. But that texture, at least while I'm stitching with it. Sometimes when I'm laying under it, it's not so bad. But in my opinion, Bernat Blanket, like, to make it warm, it also has to be incredibly heavy, which, like, I'd rather just make something out of wool, which is naturally warm. You got to think about it like this. Acrylic is warm because air can't move through it because it's plastic. Polyester is warm. Pepper, relax. It's Saturday. People playing their music. It's okay, baby. Polyester is warm because it's a man-made material. And if it's a closed enough texture, it's just going to trap heat, right? It's not regulating heat. It's just trapping it. And I don't like that. Now, a few of my friends asked for blankets for Christmas. I made them out of that because, again, it is the practicality of it, right? They have children in their home. They need something they can throw in the washing machine, no problem. Now, my other friend, my super best friend in the entire world, I made her a blanket out of Hue and Me. That one is part wool, part acrylic. Absolutely lovely texture. It does regulate heat a little bit better, and it just feels nicer. So that Bernat blanket, you can have it. I actually bought some when I went and bought some for my friends. I bought some for myself to make me a blanket. You ain't never seen it because I ain't never made it. Yes, Pepper says hi. He's very, very excited about all of this. Martha said the main thing I use Bernat blanket for is pet beds and other pet stuff. I could see it for that. I could see it for that. But hear me out though. Does a yarn that's only used for pet stuff need to exist? Right? I think about these things too. There's so many yarn lines. There's so many yarns, period, that it's like, do these all need to exist? Do we need all of these? And, you know, I go back and forth because part of me is like, man, I'm really, really sad Joanne is gone. But the other part of me is like, you know what? If Joanne ever came back, I hope that they do it completely differently. I loved Joanne, but there were certain things, especially in the yarn section, where I'm like, y'all are putting all of your focus on these very particular types of yarn, and you are alienating an entire other community of people who would love to get decent yarns at value prices. Neurostitches says, I love the colors of Spin Cycle, but it isn't soft. I don't get making cows and scarves or close to skin accessories because I'm not on board with the texture. Agreed. Agreed. And you're saying Neurostitches, so we both a little spicy when it comes to that texture. Like, I get that. And I'm like, I can't. Ugh. I just finished a sweater with mohair in it. And I found out I had a mohair allergy right before I signed up for this pattern test. But I made it anyway. And I can wear that sweater for maybe like 2 hours. But as soon as my skin starts drying up and that mohair, especially right here, my skin's really sensitive right here. And you'll see me start like scratching at my neck. So I'm going to wet block that sweater in hopes. I'm going to put a little bit of fabric softener in there in hopes that it doesn't irritate me as much. I know that it will. I know that fabric softener and wet blocking does not change the texture of the yarn. But Neuro Sparkly Stitcher, hey babies, listen, we all there, right? There's certain textures I just can't. Okay, so we've talked about what yarns we're just super sick of. Let me think, is there one more? You know what I'm gonna say? The other yarns that I really feel like are overrated just don't need to exist. So the category 7 jumbo was created, I think, like a few years ago. It used to just go up to category 6, but then we started getting these jumbo yarns, like these really thick. And I'm like, what the hell are we supposed to do with that? Now, like I said, I'm cool with sometimes using the yarn just for the fashion, but those jumbo yarns, not only can you use them for only a few things, but they are pretty tough to wash. It's hard to keep them clean. They're expensive. They're rarely made out of natural materials because that would make it even more expensive. So I'm like, you know what? You can take that whole category. Take the whole thing. No yarn should be heavier than a super bulky weight, in my opinion. Keep it. Kay likes to crochet said the scrubby yarns. No. Why are we crocheting our own Brillo pads? Just go get it from the store. I think it was just something to do. It wasn't necessary. Nara said t-shirt yarn. Shuri said, and you don't get a lot in the skein. Absolutely. You're getting what, like maybe 30 yards, if that. I think that's even probably generous. So to make a full project, you need so much. No, keep it. Throw it away. I don't want it. Okay, let's do another giveaway. Yeah, it's time for another giveaway. Listen, this hour is flying by. I'm trying to keep an eye on the time to make sure that we get all of our winners, okay? So y'all remember the rules, right? US entries only. And to enter, I want you to throw up some emojis, okay? So get your emojis ready, whatever you're going to go with. I'm seeing some crowns. I'm seeing some yarn. I'm seeing thread and needle. I'm seeing some fingers crossing. Yes, get your emojis ready, okay? So I'm going to count down from 10. And when I get to 0, I'm going to pick a person. That's going to be our second winner. Now, remember, when you win, you need to email me directly, tlyarncrafts@gmail.com, and be like, hey, girl, I was on a live stream. Can I get my yarns, please? Do a little shimmy with it just so I know it's real, okay? You got your emojis ready? Here we go. I'm counting down from 10, and I'm picking a winner at 0. All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And here we go, 0. Congratulations to Maria D. Maria D, congratulations. I'm going to grab a little screenshot just to make sure I don't ever lose Maria D. So Maria D gave me 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 very pink and very cute hands. Maria D, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know. Oh, I can pin your message. There she is. I just pinned your message. That is our winner. Congratulations, Maria D. And your cute little kitty cat. She got a kitty cat for her profile picture. That is so cute. Congratulations, Maria. Congrats, Maria D. Oh my gosh. I love it. Congrats, my dear. So make sure you email me, tlyarncrafts@gmail.com, so I can get you your goodies, okay? Congrats, Maria, and thank you for everybody who entered. We are going to have one more giveaway before we leave today, okay? So go get your 4-leaf clovers, go get your leprechauns, go get your lucky socks, whatever you need, because I want you to win this yarn, okay? So before we jump into our next spicy question, I have several. Gosh, I'm going to have to pick one because we are chatty today. Let me see. Ooh, I know. I know what it's going to be. Okay. But before we do that, I did want to share something with y'all. So you might have seen in my last video that I teamed up with WeCrochet to come out with my own set of Tunisian crochet hooks. It's been a long time coming. And for the folks who have been friends of the channel for a long time, you know I've been working on this for a long time. Now, I want to be super duper clear right now. This set is coming out with WeCrochet. It is extremely limited. So the set that I'm going to show you, there's going to be 500 of these. And then there's going to be a slightly less expensive set that is in just like a less glamorous case. Same exact hooks, different case. Okay, so there's going to be 2 different products. I don't have the less glamorous one right now. I'm just showing you the fancy one. I'm just showing you this one. Okay, so in case you missed the info, I'm going to take you from the beginning and I'm going to break down exactly what is in here, because these actually come out on Monday, June. What is it? Monday, June 2nd. Monday, June 2nd, these release. Now, if you're inside the Yarn Hive, you do get a little advanced shopping experience, okay? But for the rest of us, we're shopping on Monday, June 2nd. So I'm going to walk you through these, okay? So they are from WeCrochet, exclusive collaboration with yours truly, TL Yarn Crafts. Y'all like my new logo? Me too. I got it designed by this minority-owned, woman-owned design firm. Absolutely loved working with her. Shout out to Ruth Ann and her entire team. So here is the set. It comes in this beautiful like leatherette clutch. It's this gorgeous like coral orange red color. It's giving tomato. It's giving like, I don't know. It's giving like pomodoro sauce. Okay. If you know what that is. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, it looks like flowers. It looks very floral, great for spring. But I was like, this looks like my favorite pasta sauce is what it looked like. So here's the case. We've got a nice sleeve on the back. I think that would be the perfect. Yes, I'm going to show them to you. Listen, I'm going to take you through everything in this case. We're going to do another question and giveaway, and then we're probably going to have to wrap it up for the day. We just going to have to do this again. Clearly, we're having a great time here, so we're going to do this again. So there's a little pocket on the back. I think this would be perfect for my paper pattern people. You can just slip your pattern, just fold it in half, slip it right here in the back. And this thing does have a lot of pockets. So if you need to store stuff, you go ahead and put it in here. So this is what the case looks like when you open it up. It opens up this way. We've got a nice little pocket here, nice little zipper pocket. So this is a great place to drop a pair of scissors, tapestry needle, locking stitch markers. You can throw a tape measure in here. You got some space, okay? And then I'm gonna bring it close. Don't even look at me. Just look at the hooks. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Look at the hooks, okay? And then look at the Ooh, baby. I'm obsessed with these things. So when I picked this color, it was based off these really gorgeous, like there's a few houses in my neighborhood who are wild enough to put marigolds in their lawn. We get some pretty intense weather. It gets really hot, really dry, just not a great place for marigolds. But some people risk it anyway. And when I see them, it makes me so happy. So that is where the color for the hooks came from. Now, here's what you get. As you can see, for each of the sizes, you get 2 hooks. Now, that is for double-sided Tunisian crochet and Tunisian crochet in the round. And of course, you can also do traditional crochet with these. And you can take the cord off and just do regular crochet, right? She's quad duty, okay? She ain't no unitasker, right? Because we don't have space for that in our stash. I see you, what is it? Marifia? Did I say that right? I was just up in Montreal, so I've been working on my French accent. But she was like, are the hooks pointy? Because if you've gotten hooks from WeCrochet before, they're round like a basketball. I've never understood it. I'm like, did anybody who Tunisian crochets consult on me? Okay, so let's talk about sizes. So I wanted to make sure we had very usable sizes. So instead of going down to like a 3 millimeter, which a lot of hook sizes do, we're starting at 4.5 millimeter. Okay, so let me walk you through this. 4.5 millimeter, 5 millimeter, 5.5 millimeter, 6 millimeter, 6.5 millimeter, 7 millimeter. When's the last time you saw that in a Tunisian crochet hook set? Okay, 7 millimeter. And then we have our 8 millimeter down here. Okay, so 4.5 millimeter going up to an 8 millimeter. Did not forget about that 7 millimeter, because sometimes you need that gauge that's right between a 6.5 and an 8. And I don't know why they skip over that like it's the freaking Grand Canyon. Okay, sometimes you need a 7 millimeter, so I'm giving you 2. Okay, now let's take a closer look at the hooks themselves. If I take one out right here, right? Yes, 7. Devin, you know what I'm talking about. Just like sometimes you need a 7 millimeter. I don't know why it's so hard to find. So we take a look. First, there's the color, right? We have these gorgeous cranberry tones. We've got peach in there. There's kind of like an ash gray brown. There's some lovely warm burgundy tones in there, some soft like baby pinks. So there's a lot of really lovely color happening. If you've worked with WeCrochet hooks before, you know their wood grain is one of the things that you buy the hooks for. They're gorgeous. Now let's talk hook head, right? When WeCrochet was like, hey, Tony, we'd love to make some hooks with you, I was like, sure, but we need to work on how pointy your hook heads are because they're not pointy at all. So we worked together, and look at that. We got a point for you, baby. It's a little tricky to see. It's a little bit fuzzy. Let me see if I get me out of here, if it can focus a little bit more. But yeah, we've got a point on here. Now, this is wood, so it's not like we're not going to be stabbing vampires with this, okay? But we can get under some stitches. And I've practiced with these extensively. And I can say they slip under your stitches like butter. Like it's like delicious, honestly, using these. So, which I love. So we've got a nice point on there. And then on the other hand, the other end, they are interchangeable. Now inside this set as well, because ain't no way I'm going to give you hooks and not the right cords. We have some really nice cords. Now, the nice thing about these cords is, yeah, so they're nice and flexible. They don't kink, which is great, but they're also not all tied up twisty and knotty, right? So they get nice and flexible. Oh, is there a thumb rest? Yes, honey, of course. So this whole front end of the hook is flat. The thumb rest goes from, watch my finger, goes from all the way up here to all the way down here. So wherever you like to put your thumb, you can. If you're somebody who likes to work back here, fine. If you're somebody who likes to work up here, fine. Honey, I got you on the thumb rest, okay? Because we're not trying to work no harder than we have to. So great question. I'm glad you asked. Now the cords, nice and flexible. They won't kink up on you, and they swivel, baby. Listen, I ain't even gonna bother giving you static cords. I'm not giving you stationary cords. Like literally, why? Why do they even exist? All cords should be swivel, in my opinion. And these do. And they swivel gorgeously. Like they don't get caught up. They don't get stuck at all. They're very flexible and they swivel beautifully. I love them. And then as far as the stoppers, it's just like the normal black stopper that they put in their other hook sets. Now, if you have WeCrochet or Knit Picks tools already, you can still use those cords. And also, FYI, Knit Picks and WeCrochet use tools created by Knit Pro, which is the company behind Knitter's Pride. So if you have any of the Knitter's Pride cords, you can use those. And if you have any Knitter's Pride tools, you can use these cords. Okay, so some other things to show you. We've got another pocket right here. Of course, we've got the pocket that all of your cords come in. I feel like there was one other pocket. I mean, honestly, that's enough pockets, ain't it? You get 1, 2, 3 pockets. I think that's enough pockets. Fabi says, since I'm just now learning, why not learn with the best? Honey, I couldn't have said it better myself. So this set is going to cost you, I want to make sure I get the price right. I want to say it's like $140. Okay. Now think about it. We got a double set of hooks, swivel cords, gorgeous case, new hook head, long thumb rest, everything that you need in a set of Tunisian crochet hooks. Now, these are wood. If wood is not your thing, don't buy them. You're not going to all of a sudden fall in love with wood just because Tony made it. But if you like wood, if you like a little bit of resistance, maybe you work with some slipperier yarns, like especially like superwash merino wool can be slightly slippery. So these are going to give you a little bit more grip to them. If you like to work in the round, or if you like to make double-sided fabric, you have everything that you need to do it. 4.5 millimeters is going to work well for your lace weight and fingering weight yarns. Going up to that 8 millimeter, that's going to get you your worsted and some of your bulky weight yarns. So if you work within that range, like a lace weight up to a bulky, sounds like most of you can. Yeah. Sebi said, can you talk them into making a metal set too? Listen, all I'm going to say about that is it's in the works. That's all I'm going to say. Now, you might be thinking, well, if you're going to make metal hooks, do I need to buy these? Listen, you don't need to do anything. You don't have to do anything, but I'd rather give you more options than less. And what I'm going to tell you about these is that they're extremely limited. Like I said, there's only 500 sets of these, and there's going to be 500 sets of the ones that are in the vinyl case. Those ones are going to be 95. So you're saving what, like $45 or so because of the case, right? But once those are gone, it's like they never existed. It's like you never seen them. You're not going to see them again. Now, the metal ones that I'm coming out with, those ones will be permanent, but that's a little down the line. No, I'm sorry, Lori. I'm not going to make plastic hooks. I'm not going to do that. I'm not really a plastic hook girl. Not really. No, there are no pre-orders for this, but the way that it's going to work is these hooks are going to go up for early sale just to the yarn hive. So I worked it out with WeCrochet to give my yarn hive a bit of a preview. So they're going to go do their thing, and then whatever's left, y'all go pick up on the second. Okay, why not 7.5? Because once you get up to those higher sizes, you don't do half sizes anymore, right? Once you get after 6.5 millimeter, it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.5, sometimes 12, 15. It starts to jump, right? Devin said, I'm buying it because Tony made it. I will learn to use wood. I don't care. Listen, you're going to have a great time with these hooks. I'm somebody who prefers metal, but I've adored using these. I used wood exclusively until metal came out, right? So for years, I was using wood hooks, no problem. Love the Chalgoos, love the Clovers. Those are both wood, and these are wood, and I think you'll love them, okay? Yes, there are various cord lengths. I'll give you a quick look. I want to say there's like 2 24-inch and 2 32-inch. So it comes with 4 cords, stoppers, keys, connectors, all that good stuff. If you want to double check exactly what size the cords are, just take a look at WeCrochet's website and look at their look at the hooks that they have up. It's the same setup. It'll be the same thing. Okay. Tiffany said, I just found your channel within the first minute. I already love it. I'm eager to get to know you. Well, thanks, baby. Yes, let's hook it up and get to know each other. Are the woods really well? Are they polished well? Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly smooth. Like there is not a nick or a burr. It is so smooth. But I mean, there's going to be certain things that you're only going to be able to answer once you have your set. Okay. So I'm just saying, mark your calendars for June 2nd. That's all I'm saying. Okay, this time went by way faster than I thought it would. So for anybody who does have to go, we're going to do our last giveaway. And then we're going to answer one more question and we're going to call it a day. So, okay, the hooks are going to be available. Now, there's 2 dates you need to know about. First date is the Yarn Hive, like, advanced sale. Okay, the Yarn Hive is my private membership. If you're interested, you can join the Yarn Hive and then you can get all the details to go buy these early if you want to. You can even start your free trial, right? For the Yarn Hive, it goes for 3 days. So I would start your trial. So if you're going to do this, right, let's play it strategically. Listen, I'm looking out for you. I'm a maker's maker. Okay. So if you want to join the Yarn Hive to get in on the pre-sale, you can start your trial like Thursday next week, or you can just go get in the Yarn Hive, right? And then you can buy them early. Otherwise, you can buy them on June 2nd. Okay, so we're going to do one more giveaway before we call it a day. Well, before we get to our last question, call it a day. So remember, U.S. addresses only. I'm sorry to my international babes. Don't worry, I'm going to do a giveaway next week that you can enter in on. So not local, U.S. addresses only. And all you have to do to win is, obviously look at the chat. Throw up whatever are your favorite emojis. I'm going to count down from 10. When I get to 0, we will pick our winner. Okay. And this is for the last set of mystery yarns that I'm going to send you from my cotton review. Okay. And thank y'all for taking that yarn off my hands. I appreciate it. Okay. So throw up your emojis. Y'all are already there. Shoot, I'm late. Okay. So we're going to count it down from 10. Here we go. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, 4 more emojis. 3, hey, 2, and 1. And here we go, 0. Congratulations, Naomi Amezquita. Naomi Amezquita. Girl, there's no way I'm saying that right. I'm just going to go ahead and pin your message so I don't lose it. There it is. Miss Naomi Amezquita. Girl, I'm sorry. I don't mean it. I'm trying my best. Naomi Amezquita. Girl, I tried. Let this be proof that I tried. Congratulations, Naomi, honey. I'm so excited for you to try out some of these cotton yarns. A lot of them were amazing. You saw it in the videos, right? If you haven't watched my epic cotton yarn review, parts 1 and 2, you have your afternoon marching orders, okay? You can check those out on the channel. Congratulations, Naomi. I'm going to get your yarn packed up and it's going to go out to you next week. I can't wait for you to try these yarns. Okay, so we're going to wrap things up with one more question. I'm going to have to narrow it down. So you talked about yarn that we think is overrated. Oh, man. I'm just looking over my list of questions because I had like 20 questions prepared. We're not going to get to all of those. Okay, I got one. And this is me being really nosy as a designer. Okay, here we go. Y'all ready? So I got a fun question for y'all. What is a feature of a crochet pattern that makes you say immediately no? Immediately no, there's no way I'll make it. What is a feature of a crochet pattern that you'll be like, it's not for me. Get rid of it. I don't want it. Mary said a chart. She said, you put a chart in my pattern? Not interested. Ooh, Kaylee said a backstory. She's like, I don't need to know your life story, baby. Just give me the pattern. Just give me the directions. That's all I need. I'm seeing brackets. Yolanda said brackets. I'm not here for it. Your pattern's too complicated. Break it down more. I'm not here. Melissa said cables. I feel you, girl. I have not warmed to crochet cables. I'm not there. I've always wanted to, and there's some lovely patterns out there, but I don't like making them. And personally, I don't love the look of crochet cables for the most part. I think Tunisian crochet cables are quite nice, but traditional crochet cables, I'm seeing a lot of magic ring, which I'm surprised by. That one's pretty standard. You want to do Excuse me, a pattern if it has a magic ring. And there's so many workarounds for magic ring too. Come on, y'all. Emily said, slip stitch back loop only ribbing. She said, I should, but my sanity. I feel you, honey, because I did 2 slip stitch ribbing projects back to back. I can't. And people are coming out with these like slip stitch back loop ribbing sweaters, like full sweaters. They're lovely. They look like knit. They're absolutely gorgeous. But I'm like, I could not imagine doing all those slip stitches. Mind you, I do plan to make that Duna sweater. I'm gonna make it because somebody made it out of Happy Place in one of the melange colors, and it is so beautiful. And I have a ton of Happy Place. Ivan said too many abbreviations. I feel you because it just means things are getting way too complicated. You can simplify that a little bit. Jenny said no explanations of special stitches. Well, that is just lazy pattern writing. That should not happen. Oh gosh, that's just awful. Peg said puff stitches. I don't want it. You can keep it. I'm not interested. Megan said treble crochets in the pattern make me go, nope. The only time I do them is for making circles into squares and only for people I super love. No treble crochets for you, huh? I don't mind a treble crochet. Go pretty quick. Jacob's ladder, Maria, me and you, we right here. It's a no. Jacob's ladder, Solomon knot, no. Now, I will be honest. I just did a crochet pattern for a baby blanket that has like a take on Jacob's ladder. Now with Jacob's ladder, you do like a big chain space and then you connect the loops together and it closes up the space. That's the part that I don't like about it. It's too unpredictable for me because everybody's gauge is different. So what I did instead is I did my double crochet stitch. I did a series of chains and then I double crochet in the following stitch. So then I just connect my chain loops and it looks a little bit better. So let me see, what is that pattern called? That pattern is called the Gumball Afghan. I adore that pattern. Can I share my screen? I'm not going to do all of that because we're about to wrap up anyway. But if you want a really cute crochet baby blanket pattern, and maybe you have like multiple colors that you're trying to get out of your stash, and then like a nice base color, which I use white. It's a really cute baby blanket. Really cute. Atara says, when they make the small free and then you can pay for plus sizes, like, please stop charging me because I'm bigger. Oh, that should never happen. I mean, listen, I don't play a lot of the whole size inclusive wars. I just don't get into it because it's just silly to me. If you design and you can't make the larger sizes, just make them in the smaller sizes. People are going to be mad at you, but I'd rather the pattern be well written than you try to accommodate shapes that you don't know how to drape, right? Now, I also feel like a lot of people get into designing garments way sooner than they should. You haven't done enough research. You don't know how bodies move and change as they get bigger. There are just folks that like, they'll crochet something on a Monday and then on Friday they're a designer. Like, it's not how it works, honey. Like, it's not how it goes. And I remember when I first started, I didn't touch garments for years because I was like, there's tons of learning that I need to do. I need to know how to shape an armhole. I need to know how to extend a bust. I need to know how to put in darts. I need to know how to shape a neckline. Like, I'm not just going to guess at these things, and I'm not going to half-ass it and put out something I'm not proud of just to say, hey, I did this thing, or put this thing out where it looks great on small people. And then when large people make it, it looks like they're wearing a blanket. What are we doing here? Are we trying to help each other? Are we trying to hurt each other? Like, what is happening? What else y'all say? Then we gonna wrap it up. Everyone wants to sell things and make money. The hobby is turning into a hustle and money grab. Preach. Say it again for the people in the back. We do not need to monetize all of our hobbies, especially if you don't have the skills for it. But hey, you didn't hear that from me. Baja Queen said, must have a schematic. A schematic is super helpful. I agree. But as somebody who doesn't put schematics in her pattern, which I probably should, but it's an extra step that I'm not good at, and I'm going to have to pay somebody to do it. And that's no excuse. But I just haven't done it yet. Lisa said, is Happy Place restocked yet? Not yet, but I am working on a new palette. Well, the new palette is done. We're just getting in what's called the lab dips, which are like little samples to make sure the color is right. Atara said, when they type, do not sell finished products in their pattern. Agreed. Once I make the thing, it's mine. I can do whatever I want with it. And all things considered, no designer is going to fight you on that. They're not going to sue you. It is not worth it. It is too expensive. I think it's important for us to respect designers' wishes. So like maybe if they say don't sell finished items, I might not sell them online. I might not sell 100 of them, but I'm going to make 20 of them for my craft show booth. Allie said, good designers have free patterns too. If they charge for everything, it's a red flag for me. Listen, I agree with the first half. Great designers. There are great designers out here that offer almost their entire library for free. And then there are some folks who are like, listen, I need my chips with dip. Okay. Every time. For the time, the effort, the talent, the skill, the technicality that goes into writing a well-written pattern, you deserve to be paid for it. You do. And offering a pattern for free, in my opinion, is more of a decision than choosing to offer it paid. Because when you're offering it for free, yes, you're making it more accessible. You're encouraging more people to make it. You're encouraging people to up their skills and not have that barrier of having to pay for things. But, you know, think about it from the designer's perspective, especially somebody like you mentioned, Petite Knit, who mostly releases garments, graded garments that fit well, are incredibly popular. So clearly the price of it is not too much of a hindrance for folks. But she's putting in, you know, between making the thing, writing the pattern, tech editing it, perhaps getting it tested. I don't know if she tests her patterns, grading, releasing the pattern, which costs money depending on what platform you're on, promoting the pattern, which is expensive and time consuming and keeps you from creating more patterns. Those are all things that you deserve to be paid for. So I'm not going to fault somebody for choosing to make their library paid because you deserve it. It's a ton of work. I have found ways to balance out the cost of designing to be able to offer my patterns for free. Now, I do still have paid versions of them, right? There's a free version, which you can look at on my blog or, you know, watching a YouTube video. And then there's a paid version. If you want to sit there with the pattern, you want to be able to print it out and flip back and forth and highlight it, you got to pay for that one. So everybody's strategy is a little bit different. It's a little bit different. But I feel where you're coming from, though, because I think more designers could afford to offer some free resources. I get you. I get it. I get where you're coming from. I do. I do. So Deirdre said, absolutely love your custom hexagon cardigan tutorial. Made 4 of them, working on a 5th, right? So that is something that I offered for free, but, right, because I'm a businesswoman as well as a creative. I do both. So the strategic decision there was, I'm going to put this entire almost hour-long tutorial up for this sweater, and I'm going to walk people through every single step to make sure it custom fits them. But I'm going to turn on my monetization. So you don't have to pay me, but YouTube pays me from you watching the ads, right? So like a ad company, whoever's running the ad pays YouTube. YouTube gives me a portion. So then you don't have to pay for that. But if you want to pay for that, there's a PDF copy of it over in my shop and you can follow along with the video, right? Like I give you options. That has always been my philosophy with this thing. I'm going to give you the options. I'm going to give you a paid option. I'm going to give you a free option. And I'm going to give you a premium option, which is available inside the Yarn Hive because they got all kinds of stuff that y'all don't have. Phoenix said free PDFs are a great perk of the Yarn Hive. They are. Just saying. Okay, look, we are over time. But I am starting to see how much fun y'all can be on a Saturday afternoon. It has been quite a while since we've done a live stream, but I am so grateful to have been able to celebrate 900,000 subscribers with all of you. And I know we've got like 10% of that here. Well, no, not even 1%. We've got like 1% of that here. But the fact that y'all have taken some time out of your Saturday afternoon to spend with me, to smile and joke and answer my silly little questions, to win some of this yarn and take it out of my office, to learn more about these hooks that I'm so excited to share with y'all. Like, this has been really a highlight of my week. It was a really busy, stressful week. But this has put me on a cloud, and I'm so grateful for y'all. So a couple last things before we wrap up. Congrats to all of our giveaway winners. Make sure you email me, tlyarncrafts@gmail.com, and be like, hey, it's Allison. Hey, it's Maria. Hey, it's Naomi. Okay? So I can get you all your stuff. Mark your calendars. Tunisian crochet hooks come out June 2nd. If you're not on my email list, are you going to keep the live up? Absolutely. The replay will be up on the little live section of my channel. Always. All the live replays are up. Tunisian crochet hooks come out on June 2nd. If you join the Yarn Hive, you'll be able to shop early. If you join my email list, you're going to get a reminder the moment that they release. I don't know the exact time, but if you're on my email list, you'll be one of the absolute first to know when these are available publicly. Okay? And then last but not least, I did want to share about this Sorella yarn again because it's absolutely lovely and I love putting y'all up on things. So if you've never shopped from Sorella, it's Sewrella. So she has her Summer in London collection is out now. This is one of the really beautiful solid colors, but she's got, what's the name of the shawl? Oh, this is the Kiki shawl, Kiki. What's the price of the less expensive hook set? $95. Great questions. Y'all are great. Kiki shawl, Kiki. It's up in my shop. You need 2 skeins of whatever you're going to use for the color. And I'm pretty sure it's 1 skein, maybe 2. I'm pretty sure it's 1 skein for your stripes. I'm pretty sure. Really great size too. It's not huge, but it's not tiny, right? Okay. $1,000 Canadian. No, not that high. Come on, Annie Claude. Come on. Is that how I pronounce it? That's probably not right. I'm sorry. I messed your name up. Do you ship overseas for the hooks? Yes, Julie. WeCrochet has international shipping. You can check out on their website exactly where they go to. So what weight for the Kiki? This is DK weight, but you could easily adjust this for sock weight, right? Just follow the same exact pattern with sock weight yarn, a smaller hook, maybe like a 5 or a 5.5 millimeter. Golden. Good to go. Okay. Sorella, Sewrella. This is her new cotton linen wool base. So if you're somebody who's looking for something that like has a nice matte finish to it, not that shiny silkiness that sometimes you get from bamboo and stuff. If you want something that's good for the summer, nice matte look to it, beautiful colors. Oh, yes, Jay. So I'm not watching Drag Race All-Stars 10 just yet. Not just yet, but I will be. So we'll talk about it. Definitely go check this out. I don't usually, take time during live streams to like tell you about other people's products. I just don't. But this stuff feels so nice, and I'm going to be working with it soon. And y'all might see my project and be like, "Oh my gosh, Tony, what is that?" So you can't say I didn't tell you. So I just want you to know this is the cotton linen wool base from Sorella, and this is the colorway Daunt Books. Now the original colorway is like a really dark, like evergreen color, and this came out as like this lighter minty color. So just know that this base lightens up colors a bit. So just throwing that out there. Okay, I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I know I say it a lot, but you have no idea how much your time, your attention, your support means to me. Truly, I quit my day job back in 2017 and decided not to look back, and y'all have been the wind beneath my wings ever since. If it was not for y'all, I would be rotting away at somebody's desk right now. I just know it. So I appreciate y'all for helping me live my daydream, and I will continue to bring you the great content and the appearances and the products and the reviews and all the stuff that I know that y'all want. So look out for a new video next weekend. Otherwise, make sure you have your calendars marked for June 2nd and go pick up those new hooks from WeCrochet. I was about to say from Tunisian Crochet. Oh my God. Girl, I gotta stop talking. I love y'all so much. Have a wonderful holiday. Enjoy some good stitching this weekend. And I will see you next weekend for a new video. Bye, y'all. Thank you for celebrating with me. You're the best. Hug the people that you love. Call somebody from your phone that I've been meaning to call such and such. Just call them. Call them today. Get it over with. It'll take you 5 minutes. Okay, love you. Bye.